the reigning Super Bowl champs. They have $11.3 million in effective cap space to work with. Now, that's probably more than you would think, given how stacked that roster is. You think that they might be in the red here, but they're not. They've operated things pretty well. Problem is, they got a lot of studs that are upcoming free agents, and they're not going to be able to bring back all of them. One, Zach Bond, who was one of the best defensive players in the NFL this past year, came over on a one-year deal. He's a free agent. Josh Sweat and Milton Williams along the defensive line are as well. Brandon Graham's going to retire. Mekhi Becton's a free agent. He was a starter for them along the offensive line. Kenneth Gainwell, Fred Johnson, guys who were key sort of depth pieces for them. Philly's roster, one of the best in the NFL. I think that goes without saying with them winning the Super Bowl, especially in emphatic fashion the way that they did. But some team needs for them, especially looking at the guys that might be out via free agency.
I think the number one thing that sticks out for me is at linebacker, where Zach Bond and Oren Burks are both free agents, and Nakobe Dean ended his year injured. So I think linebacker is an area of focus, and I think of all the guys that they're losing, I think Zach Bond is probably the one they lock in on the most, right? I know they're losing Josh Sweat and Milton Williams, but they've got depth at defensive tackle. They got some depth off the edge, and they can still look in the draft for that. It's a very deep defensive line class. I think that's something we got to think about. But Bond and maybe even Oren Burks would be the first priority there for me.